Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You love to see it. You love to see it. Need you guys to watch the ads so I can move out here into that house right there. Excuse me, sir. What do you do for a living to afford a house like this? Pushing P. That's crazy, bro. Hey, I really need you guys to watch the ads though, for real. Cause I'm out here recording while I'm driving, man. Hey, don't do this. Do not do what I'm doing right now. Do not record while you drive. Just gotta show you guys the scenery out here, bro. I need a dash cam or something, for real. I need to get me a dash cam. That'd be my next little investment. Look at these houses, bro. Now look, I live in a nice area, but this completely shits on where I live, bro. This is just a whole different level. Anytime you see these driveways like this, bro, anytime you have a horseshoe driveway and you have another driveway on top of that and you have the gate, it's different, bro. It's different. Look at this shit, boy. We got 2 G-Wagons, an Audi. Let me get past this dude real quick before he hits my car. Got the Range Rover, the Benz. Bro, I'm trying to tell you guys, man, Dallas really got money like that, man. These people out here really got it like that. You see the Phantom right there? That's $500,000. Got the Bentley Continental, the drop top, Range Rover. Shit, this Beamer right here, I'm driving a 2022 BMW. It's probably the cheapest car within a mile radius, bro. That's crazy, man. Another G-Wagon. That's that tax write-off G-Wagon. You love to see it. You love to see it. That's Section 179 G-Wagon. Got the Porsche right there. Let me stop recording before I get detained. Come on, bro. Bro. Oh my goodness, man. This shit is different, bro. I'm trying to tell you guys, bro. This is different. The fountain. The fountain, bro. Look at all the greenery. You love to see it. Even the birds look different. All right, bro. I had to pull over my car because I need to drop this game on you guys, man. Now, look, this is something that I've been doing for a very long time, but I feel like people undermine the importance of exposing themselves to better things. Okay, no matter where you are in life, I don't care where you're from, how much money you think your family comes from, there is always another level to be achieved. Okay, and by driving around this neighborhood, by driving around Highland Park, I see that. Okay, I see that. I'm reminded that even though I've made it out of the city that I'm from, there's still another level up from there. Okay, and even coming from here, there's levels up above this area. Okay, this is the nicest area in Dallas, bro, bar none. And like I said, Dallas is a city that has a lot of money. All right, it has a lot of money. It has the reputation of being a place for $30,000 millionaires. Look, bro, you can't be making $30,000 and buy a Phantom. You just can't. There's no way you can do that. You can't do it. Even if you could afford an older one, you can't afford to maintain it and actually drive it around. You probably can't even afford the gas for it. In other words, bro, look, this is a very nice area, and this is an area that I've come to for inspiration consistently since 2020. All right, 2020. If you guys remember that video where I was in my car and I said that I was going to post the video when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I filmed that video, I think the same day that I came out here for the first time. March 18th, 2020, I came out to Highland Park and I just drove around. And I was intoxicated by the level of affluence that I saw. Okay, the level of wealth that I witnessed. Now, that's not to say that money should be your ultimate goal in anything that you do, but understand that me driving around this neighborhood isn't so much about the money, okay? Because you can be rich and live in the hood and nobody knows. There's a lot of hood rich people out there. There are people in the hood that are getting money, bro, getting probably just as much money as these people out here. But it's more about your personal growth, your personal development. When I drive around this neighborhood and I see these nice houses and these nice cars, it gives me a lot of hope. Okay, it reminds me that there is room for expansion. Something that I always say is that our purpose as beings on this earth, whether you look at us as spiritual beings or just humans, is to expand, to evolve. That is our core purpose on this earth. And with that being said, how can you expect to expand if you don't expose yourself to new things? Okay, you have to expose yourself to new things. Another example of this would be when I took that trip to Las Vegas. If you guys remember that, back in late 2021, I believe it was September. I took this trip to Las Vegas, and the whole theme behind that trip was me traveling in a way that I had never traveled before. In that I stayed at a nice Airbnb, I rented a really nice car, a Tesla. That was a really, really nice car to me at the time. And I just generally traveled in a way that I would want to live if I were wealthy. Okay, I gave myself the opportunity to live like that for a few days. And lo and behold, even though I'm not necessarily wealthy in that sense, I have a nice car now. Okay, I got me a new car, which in my opinion is even nicer than the Tesla that I was driving. And I got an apartment in a nice area. Okay, and it's debatable whether or not that apartment is nicer than the Airbnb, but to me it is. Okay, to me it is, and it's also cheaper. But I digress. The point is that you have to be willing to expand. My arm's getting tired. You have to be willing to expand via exposure. Okay, you have to be willing to expose yourself to new things. Another thing that I always liked to do was I would go to the dealership and test drive the new cars. Okay, I remember the first time I walked into the BMW dealership, I was absolutely petrified. Okay, I was afraid. I felt like I was unworthy of even sitting in the car, much less test driving it, and much less actually leaving the dealership with one. But from the time I took that first test drive, I think maybe 3 weeks passed, and I ended up getting this car. Okay, so in other words, when you expose yourself to a higher level of living, you expose yourself to a higher level of thinking, right? And that opens the door for optimism, which opens the door for opulence, because you realize that there's a whole other world outside of where you're from. Okay, and you have to be willing to expose yourself to that world. You have to be willing to take the initiative. A lot of people, they make it where they are and they stay there. They just stay there and they live in complacency. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but if you're watching my videos, clearly that doesn't apply to you. You don't watch my videos because you want to be complacent in life. You watch my videos because you want to be a part of that 1%. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Being a part of the 1% isn't about the money that you have. It's not about the amount of money that you have. Okay, look, a great example of this would be when I became a full-time YouTuber. I was a full-time YouTuber before I ever made a single dollar off of YouTube. Why is that? It was because of my mindset. It was because I shifted my attitude from being a retail worker who does YouTube on the side, who's trying to make it, an aspiring YouTuber, a small YouTuber, an up-and-coming YouTuber, to quitting that job and just being a full-time YouTuber. And even though I had probably $600 to my name at the time, I knew that if I committed myself to doing YouTube full-time, I would be able to make a living off of it. The money would come, but even though the money came, not that much changed. Okay, yes, my lifestyle changed. I'm driving a nicer car, I have my own apartment, things like that. I have a bigger following, but at the end of the day, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? Okay, I'm filming this video just like I was filming back in early 2020. I'm still filming videos. Okay, so the thing is, bro, you got to find your purpose, but a lot of times in order to find your purpose, you have to expose yourself to the finer things in life. I'm going to give you another example. Back in early 2020, right before I quit my job working retail at H&M, shout out to them, I took a trip to California. Okay, I went to Los Angeles, California, and I think I was out there for about 4 days. I believe it was January 25th through January 29th. And in that time frame, I got the chance to experience what life was like as a full-time YouTuber. I exposed myself to just 4 days of being a full-time YouTuber. And once I got that taste of it, I wanted the whole meal. I had to have the whole meal. And lo and behold, a couple months later, I was a full-time YouTuber. Like I said, I wasn't getting paid yet, but a couple months after that, I was getting paid. And I've been straight ever since. So look, in other words, I'm not saying that driving to the nice neighborhood will make you rich overnight. Okay, and like I said, being rich isn't necessarily the goal. It's more about exposing yourself to a different line of thinking. Okay, the reason why these people are where they are in this neighborhood is because their thought processes are different than the people who live in the projects. Simple as that. That's why you see these people in the projects who are making this money, but they stay there. Okay, they don't want to elevate. And you might argue that a lot of the wealth in this neighborhood specifically, is generational wealth. And I wouldn't disagree with you, but generational wealth has to start somewhere. Okay, somebody somewhere along that family tree, somewhere along that bloodline, somebody decided to think higher, to think at a higher level. And their decision to think at a higher level by exposing themselves to a higher way of living allowed future generations in their bloodline to live like this. Okay, to live in these houses, to drive these cars, and most importantly, to think in the way that they do, to pass forth the information that allows them to not only achieve this life, but sustain this life once they get it. Okay, and that's the difference between being rich and being wealthy, is that wealthy people are able to sustain the abundance that they receive. Whereas rich people, you can be rich, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, so like I said, there are levels to this. There are always levels to this. So me being where I am in life, I would say I'm pretty successful. I would say I'm doing well. I'm 22 and I work for myself. Like I said, car, apartment, all of the conventional signs of success, but ultimately I'm still just as hungry as I was back in March 2020 when I filmed that video in that Kia Optima. When I told you guys that I would post that video when I hit 100,000 subscribers, and what the fuck did I do? I hit 100,000 subscribers and then I posted that video just like I said I would. Why did I do that? How did I do that? I elevated my thinking. Okay, I elevated my thinking. When you elevate your thinking, you realize that nothing is impossible because everything is connected. Okay, and that's a whole different discussion for a different day, but my point is that, look, man, you need to go to the nice neighborhood and you need to drive around, even park and walk around. Okay, walk around the nice neighborhood, wear your best outfit, get you a haircut, do anything that you need to do. Okay, bring your friends with you if you can. My friends know that I'm really big on stuff like this, bro. My friends know that I'm really, really big on visualization, on exposure. I'm always trying to introduce my friends, those who aren't hip anyways, to the finer things in life in whatever capacity we can afford to do, right? And it may seem in the short term like you're wasting your time or your money when you should be working to achieve this lifestyle, but ultimately, if you don't expose yourself to the lifestyle, you won't know what you're working towards, right? So a lot of that motivation will be gone. Now, I just want to reiterate that it's not about the money. Okay, the money is cool, but the true fulfillment comes from your personal growth. Okay, 100,000 subscribers is a number. That is simply a number. But to know where I came from mentally, internally, and the person that I grew into, my ability to articulate myself on camera. Okay, those are the things that bring true fulfillment because I've seen and experienced my own progress.